Welcome. This is Trust God and Be Real, and I'm Jera Lincoln. I'm glad to have you today. Today, we're going to talk about pain, and I'm going to tell you why I think it's a messenger. Because we've been taught to treat pain like it's the enemy, like something that we need to medicate or mute or manage or run from. And, well, listen, I get it. Nobody's signing up for pain. I don't want pain. But I'm telling you today that what I'm thinking is the way we've been framing pain is part of the reason that we keep finding ourselves like in the same loops, in the same cycles, in the same wilderness, so to speak, wondering why we can't seem to get out. So let me say this plainly the way I see it. Pain is actually, it's very uncomfortable. So pain is discomfort created by disorder. Pain is discomfort created by disorder. That's it. That's what it is. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is the alarm system telling you that actually your enemy exists. It's like a divine signal that something somewhere is out of agreement with the way God ordered things. And if you spend all of your energy trying to silence the alarm, then you'll never actually go looking for the problem or the fire, so to speak. Let's just think about your physical body for a minute. You know, when something hurts, really hurts, the pain is your body waving its arm at you and saying, whoa, something's wrong, pay attention. You don't get mad at the nerve endings, and you don't curse the ache. You do your best to find out what's causing it. Because the pain that you're feeling is doing exactly what God designed it to do. It's pointing. And I think what we don't consider is that spiritual pain works the same way. So does emotional pain and relational pain. And I would say the pain of being in the wrong room with the wrong people that are speaking the wrong words over your life. All that's doing the same thing. Pointing. It's pointing to where disorder lives. And here's where most of us actually miss it. When things start going wrong, we either over-spiritualize it into something that it's not, or we numb it out and act like we don't notice it. And neither one of those work. We say, well, the enemy is just attacking me. That's over-spiritualizing it. And we don't change a single thing. Or we'll say, this is just a season, and we plant ourselves there for a decade. But you know what? If it's going wrong, if something's going wrong, take it seriously. Don't romanticize it. Don't rebuke what you actually need to relocate. That's the main thing. Don't pray about what you're refusing to put down. Initiate any change that actually needs to be made. Because I want to say this, your decisions that you are deciding, they're determining your stress. Your decisions are determining your stress. Most of us, what's running you ragged is not God's testing. It's the residue of your own choices. It's things like the yes that you should have said no to, or a relationship that you keep renegotiating after God already said, move. Sometimes it's a role you accepted because it flattered you instead of fit you. There's also people that the schedule. You keep saying yes to a schedule because you're addicted to being needed. None of that is the enemy. That is the order of things that you arranged with your own hands. And the pain you feel is actually a natural consequence of asking your life to function in a structure that God did not build. So it does no good. Just stop asking God to bless what you've been trying to do, and He's been trying to redirect. Now, this is the part that I think nobody really wants to hear, but it's probably like the truest thing that I could say to you today. Pain is often a transitional price that you pay when you're moving towards something better. You know, anytime like you're crossing over like from average to assigned, or from like comfortable to something you're called to do, or something that you just being agreeable over into anointing, there's going to be discomfort, because growing hurts and pruning hurts. Removing what's been wrapped around your identity for 20 years hurts. I know. The process of becoming who God said you already are is not pain-free. But it's also not pointless pain. It's transition pain. It's the pain that comes before the breakthrough. Not the pain that signals defeat. There is a difference between the pain that means get out and a pain that means push through. And wise people know how to tell the difference. And that is the whole point. Pain makes wise people willing to listen. And the foolish resent pain. They try to outrun it or outwork it or outperform it. But the wise, they'll sit down and they'll ask the pain something like this. What are you trying to tell me? What disorder are you actually exposing? Or what decision do I need to revisit? Or is there a relationship that I need to distance myself from? Or here's a good one. What lie am I still agreeing with? And this is a big one. What have I been holding that was never mine to hold? That's why pain isn't the enemy. Pain is actually the messenger God sends when you've stopped hearing the still small voice. He'll start whispering, and if then you don't hear, he'll speak. And if you still don't listen, he'll allow circumstances. And then there'll come pain. And that's not to punish you. It's actually to recover you into where you need to be going and doing. To get you up and to look up and to get you to ask better questions. You know, there's Psalms 30 and verse 5 says, it's a very well-known, weeping may endure for the night, but joy comes in the morning. And we love to quote that verse because it's like a really feel-good verse, a feel-good promise. But hold on for a second and think about this. Because I have. The weeping has a purpose. And night has a function. Because, you know, joy doesn't just come in the morning because the night was a random night. Joy comes in the morning because something got worked out in the night. Something got surrendered to in the night. Anybody getting me here? Something got restructured in the night. The disorder got addressed in the night. And that's why the morning gets to look so different. So if you're right now in the night and the pain is loud, if the discomfort won't quit, and if everything in your life is exposing some disorder that you've been avoiding, don't run from it. And don't medicate it, and don't try to pretend it's not happening. Just sit down and get quiet and ask, this pain, what is it pointing to? Ask God. Because pain is not your enemy. It's a divine signal that your enemy exists. I said it before, and it's worth repeating. And it's standing somewhere very specific in your life asking to be addressed. And the wise people are willing to listen. I'm Jera Lincoln. Trust God and be real. Bye-bye. This podcast is sponsored by Mercy in the Morning Coffee Company, my personal coffee brand, because mercy meets you before your feet hit the floor. Find it at mercyinthemorning.coffee. That's mercyinthemorning.coffee.